Hi guys, SCRX Random Guy here and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be revisiting V-Line's fleet. A lot has changed in V-Line's fleet since my last video about it about 2 years ago. So, as well as another look at the fleet in general, we are going to look at those changes. V-Line has 228 velocity carriages in service. These trains have a maximum design speed of 210 km an hour, but due to infrastructure limitations, they are limited to 160 km an hour. They are produced from 2003 onwards were initially produced with only 2 carriages. Later orders added an extra carriage to all sets. The 228 carriages make 72 3-car sets with 12 sets under construction. These trains run to Echuca, Bairnsdale, Geelong, Ararat, Maryborough and Seymour. These include Ballarat and Bendigo. They are planned to run all the way to places like Warrnambool, Shepparton and Albury within the next few years. For these trips, Velocities will receive a new buffet carriage to form 4-car trains. The current order of Velocities are known as the New Generation Velocities, and older carriages are now receiving a minor refurbishment. V-Line has 21 Sprinter railcars in service, though there were 22 built, which typically run on shorter trips in peak hours to places like Kyneton, Bacchus Marsh and Wyndham Vale. Off-peak they mainly run to Seymour, rarely running anywhere else. 2 railcars at any time are on lease to Metro to run on their unelectrified Stony Point line. These railcars were specifically designed to run on the now closed Leongatha railway line. Sprinters have a maximum speed of 130 km an hour. V-Line has 25 N-Class locomotives in service, which, due to Velocities become more prevalent, sees the N-Class have a very limited role these days. They probably only need 10 to 15 of these locomotives in service. These locomotives have a power output of 2,485 horsepower and mainly run long distance to places like Swan Hill, Albury, Shepparton and Warrnambool. In peaks they run a few services to Marshall, which is Geelong, Bacchus Marsh and Seymour. These locomotives do not have much of a future at V-Line or at all, as they face complete replacement in the next few years, and this makes me feel very sad. I just hope they keep N457. If you know much about the N-Class locomotives and their names, you will get that reference. The N-Class was produced from 1984 after an initial order of 10 that was increased to 25. They have a max speed of 130 km an hour and are receiving a new PTV livery. V-Line's final A-Class was retired on the 27th of August 2018. It is currently in a shed in Bendigo collecting dust and rust. We can only hope someone saves the locomotive before it will have deteriorated too much. Save A66! The A-Class was a rebuild of the B-Class locomotive. This rebuild happened in 1984 onwards, which involved a power upgrade among other things. Ironically, some B-Classes still are in service, but not a single A-Class is still in service. 11 A-Class conversions were made before the project was abandoned due to rising costs. They have a maximum speed of 130 km an hour and a power output of 2,485 horsepower. They are mechanically very similar to the N-Class locomotive due to 15 of the N-Class locomotives being built from the spare parts of what were to be A-Class conversions. V-Line did have 8 P-Class locomotives, but they were all withdrawn in late 2017. 5 were sold to Southern Short Haul Railroad, and 3 of those are in service. The other 2 are awaiting their future with SSR. V-Line has 3 P-Classes left. 1 was converted to standard gauge and is now a shunter. The other 2 don't have a consistent use, but Metro often hires them for truck inspections, spoil trains, or other maintenance runs. Either way, they no longer haul passengers. They have a maximum speed of 100 km an hour and have a weak power output of 1,100 horsepower. V-Line has 4 Y-Class shunting locomotives, which are shunters at Southern Cross and Geelong. They have had the new PTV livery applied. V-Line has 51 H-Class carriages in service that form 13 sets. They are a rebuild of the Harris-class suburban trains that were withdrawn due to asbestos insulation. V-Line has 56 N-type carriages that form 19 sets. Some of these carriages are first class while others have a buffet in them. Z-type carriages are amalgamated into N sets. As the locomotive hauled fleet gets phased out, so will first class on V-Line trains. V-Line has 3 PCJ luggage vans, which is on screen, that provide head-end power, have the conductor's seat and hold luggage. They run exclusively to Albury. V-Line has 4 PH power vans that these days don't see much use since the V-Line N classes provide head-end power but the A classes didn't, so they mainly ran on A-class runs. They occasionally run as required, but these vans do not have much of a future, like the rest of the locomotive haul fleet. Hi guys, SOS Random Guy here again. I'd just like to thank you for watching this video and look forward to the next one. I don't know when that's going to be, and it won't be like a Metro fleet revisit or anything like that. Metro's fleet has not changed at all since I last covered it, only a few extrapolis sets added on. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.